Hey there, today I'm going to start dry aging a Portuguese Lonza that I've had curing here for about a month. Let's take a peek. This is the Lonza, so essentially this is a nice big chunk of pork loin that was cured using cure number 2, a bunch of paprika, there was some cracked pepper, and then 2% salt. And I let it go for a few weeks just in the refrigerator, sealed up, and now it is ready for the next step. So what I'm going to do is rinse it all off and get it cleaned off and pat it dry with paper towel, and then we'll be ready for the next phase. Well, this is what she looks like afterwards. Patted dry, rinsed off. You can see obviously it's taken on some of the color from the paprika and all the goodness there. It's awesome. Very excited about this. Now, next step here is going to be, I've got some hot paprika here, about a half cup, and I'm just going to mix in a bit of red wine. And I'm just trying to make it into sort of a thick paste that I can rub onto this beautiful pork loin. Really just enough until it seems to be manageable. Something you can kind of spread. So I'd say it's not quite 50-50 here blend-wise. And with any luck, this wine will add just a little bit of flavor to the situation here as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take this paste, and I'm going to wind up smearing it all over this beautiful piece of meat. So, nice coating on it here. And this will hopefully just get some more flavor and everything absorbing into this as it goes through the dry aging process. Yeah. Okay. I'd say that is pretty well covered. Looking real nice there. Okay. So now I'm just going to prepare some collagen sheet in which this will be wrapped and the netting and whatnot, and we'll get this thing covered up and ready to dry age. Alright, so the meat's all rubbed down, has this nice paste on it. This is a collagen sheet, which is twice as long as I need it to be. So I'm just going to cut. So I'll get to use this piece of collagen, the other half, for another project here today. We've got that sitting here. Now, I'm just going to bring it up and around, trying to apply it to the entire piece. Make sure there aren't a whole bunch of air pockets going on. Right, now that I have that line, I can just cut off some of the excess here. I am looking for a little bit of overlap, just so that I don't wind up having parts that are not contained. So I have about an inch or so extra there, which is good. Next, I'm going to just come to this end and I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to seal it up here with a hog ring. Of course, you can just tie this with either butcher's twine or little zip tie or something like that. That's all good. However, I've got these and I like what they do, so I'm going to use that. So the one end is sealed up. I'll bring this other end up here and over, and again I'm going to twist, moving with the way that the sheet was rolling, just like so. I'm going to get this ring and put it on here and squeeze it on. Okay, so this is all nicely contained in here. Now I just want to put it in this piece of netting because I am going to be hanging this in the curing chamber, and I just want to make sure that it's got nice even weight, nice pressure put onto it, and help it retain its shape. It's not going to put any excess strain on any particular part of the Lonza. Now, I'm just going to tie that up with some string here. Just getting in nice and close to the edge of the meat. You don't have to get it through every hole. Obviously, the trick here is just to be able to needle it through. Hope your fingers aren't shaking like mine are. And get it through, and then tighten it up. There we go. That'll be good enough. And just going to tie it tightly. I'll come back and deal with that excess in a second once I have the other side done. So, whoops, flopping all over the place here. Just feed it through. Not being too picky about it. This is really just so that whichever side is down is not going to fall out of the netting. And there's also a possibility if I find that one side of it is kind of sagging and almost like if gravity's having an effect on it, I can then partway through that drying process simply invert it. And either side will work for being the bottom end. So, got that loop through. Try not to lose the string. Just tie it up tightly again. I'll just cut off one of these excess pieces. I'm going to leave a long end on either side just because then, depending which side I wind up going with as the initial bottom, I will apply my tape with a tag, just giving me the original weight and the target weight on this. All right, there that is. So I'm just going to get this over to the curing chamber right after I get a weight. Let's just do that right now. So my original weight, 1508. So I'm going to get that written down and we'll be good to go here in a sec. So I've got it all labeled up here. My target on this is 980. That'll be a 35% weight loss. Now this is my first time making a Lonza, so I'm hoping that that's going to be a good target weight. If I wind up overshooting that and going a little bit closer to 40%, I'm not going to be too worried. Now I'm just going to spray this down with 30% vinegar solution here. This is just to kill off any possible molds that might be naturally occurring on any of the stuff that we have on the outside of this. So I'm just going to get this hung in the curing chamber right up next to my capicolas here. And I've got the curing chamber set for a 72% relative humidity, and it's around 4 degrees Celsius in there, which will just be really nice, keeping everything in an ideal environment for dry aging. So yeah, there we are. Lonza on its way. Keep her at 11.